cá de volta para mais um mês incrível na United. Este mês de setembro nós temos um mês digital na United. O que é que isso quer dizer? Quer dizer que este mês nós vamos desenvolver muitas aulas para vocês que são analistas de sistema, desenvolvedores, programadores, trabalham na área de marketing digital. Este mês é o vosso mês. E tem mais uma surpresa. Este mês também vamos começar a ter episódios do Q&A Podcast com convidados muito especiais dentro do ramo. Se está curioso e quer ter acesso a este conteúdo único só este mês de setembro, vai lá na landing page, deixa o teu contacto, marca a tua cidade, que sem dúvida você vai se surpreender com o quanto nós vamos criar coisas incríveis para vocês, tá? Bye bye, see you in the class!
Vamos lá.
Hello, beautiful people and incredible students! Estamos cá hoje para a nossa terceira Masterclass do mês de inglês. Como vocês pediram, hoje nós fizemos aquela Master Super Class. Por quê? Vamos abordar aquele tópico mais cabeludo que todos vocês têm na profissão do mundo digital, que é entender o que é que o cliente quer. Então, isso já é complicado em português. Tem aquelas brincadeiras todas que vocês postam aí nas redes sociais, de 3 pessoas a escrever nas costas uma da outra e ver qual é o desenho que sai na última pessoa, que é completamente diferente com o desenho que pôs na primeira pessoa, tá? Então hoje nós vamos abordar esse tópico importante. E vamos ter 2 perspectivas diferentes. Primeira perspectiva é, vamos falar com o Júlio, eu já explico, já conto um bocadinho sobre a história do Júlio, mas vamos falar com ele sobre a experiência que ele já teve em fazer isso com os clientes. Então vocês vão ter uma experiência profissional de quem já teve que fazer isso várias vezes. E depois, também vamos ter essa perspectiva no mundo do inglês. Então vocês vão poder ter acesso a umas conversas que vocês têm do dia a dia, mas agora em outra língua. Então isso é que é o interessante da Masterclass hoje, tá? Nós estamos num mês digital aqui na United. E neste mês digital, como vocês sabem, nós temos muitos conteúdos para vocês que são analistas de sistema, programadores, desenvolvedores, web designers, front-end, back-end programmers, todos vocês que estão dentro desse mundo. Este mês nós temos muitas coisas para vocês. E para todos vocês que já se cadastraram ali no link, mês digital, vocês já viram que é muito show de bola. Podcasts com o pessoal que está a trabalhar já dentro de multinacionais gigantes da internet como o Facebook. Podcasts com empreendedores que conseguiram montar a sua própria empresa e trouxeram as perspectivas de como se posicionar profissionalmente, ou como falar com o cliente, como abordar essa parte do marketing. Aulas de como ter entrevista de trabalho em inglês, como falar sobre o seu trabalho em inglês, então aquela cola, aquela liga que se precisa. Este mês nós temos tudo para vocês. Para quem é especial, quem se cadastrar lá no link, como sempre, né? Então agora deixa-nos falar um pouquinho sobre o Júlio. O Júlio eu conheci há uns 6 anos atrás, quando ele veio aqui para Santa Catarina de Santos. E já em Santos, ele é daquela geração de que cresceu no mundo dos computadores. Ele já cresceu super focado em jogos, já cresceu super focado no YouTube a fazer vídeos. Isto aqui é antes ainda de ser uma grande coisa aqui no Brasil. Ele já fazia vídeos sobre games. Eu já trabalhava dentro de uma empresa importadora de produtos de informática. Ele tinha acesso àquelas coisas todas XPTO de computadores, né? E, inclusive, já bem novo, ele foi patrocinado por essa empresa como jogador, para poder demonstrar os produtos. Então vocês veem que é assim, uma pessoa que já está há muito tempo nisto. Mesmo com a cara de bebê que ele tem hoje. Quando eu veio aqui para Santa Catarina, eu veio para estudar no IFSC, para se formar, e agora ele depois vai-me corrigir isso. Eu não sei se é Ciências da Computação, se é... é a graduação, licenciatura do IFSC aqui em Santa Catarina. Ele, inclusive, depois eu conheci ele dentro de uma escola de inglês, mas agora está a trabalhar no ramo dele. Pelo que ele me contou, ele está a trabalhar agora dentro de uma empresa de contabilidade só a fazer sistemas e páginas relacionadas com essas necessidades contábeis. Então vocês veem, é tudo muitas saídas profissionais que vocês estão a ter hoje. Aproveitem mesmo, tá? Para além de ser um super de um fera profissional, ele hoje em dia está-se a demonstrar, a superar muitas das expectativas profissionais hoje, porque, como vocês muito bem sabem, quantos entram dentro do curso de graduação em computação, né, em programação, o que for, e quantos se formam. Ele está dentro dessa percentagem que conseguiu entrar, que já é menor, já é mínima, e está dentro da outra percentagem de que se formou. Então vocês veem isso. É só pessoas feras que eu trago aqui para vocês, tá? Então, como sempre, podem deixar as vossas perguntas, podem sempre dar ideias de novos conteúdos que nós estamos aqui a criar para vocês e aproveitem muito, muito, muito esta conversa de 30 minutos que eu vou ter aqui com o Júlio, tá? Ok, people? So, Júlio, let's have our conversation.
Oh, yes, indeed, mate. How are things?
Cool. Just correct me. What is the name of your bachelor's degree?
I am a bachelor degree of computer science.
So I got it right.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you got it.
There are so many variations of the course. So there's systems analysis, systems analytics, something like that. An analysis of systems and programs. There's also graduation in programming, isn't it?
Yes. Mine is the closest one as you can get to programming. Like, I am the one who really builds up the algorithms that everyone blames nowadays. Oh no, you're showing me this, really? So yeah.
yeah, that's it. So you're one of the evil minds behind of us getting all the ads for refrigerators as soon as we put something like my refrigerator broke on WhatsApp.
No, come on, that's not evil. I'm trying to help you.
Yeah, facilitate the purchase.
Yes, you got it just right. See?
Cool. So, the idea for this class was to basically divide it in two parts. And it's all about you, Julio. So please take over. Don't worry about it. Just consider me like a useful ear so you can just expose everything that you got there, okay? So right. The idea was divided in two parts. What is the basic expertise that you can bring to a system, to a program, to the algorithm, okay? So you can use the technical terms of what you're doing. And after, what is your experience of getting a briefing or getting an input of information from a client? What's the basic understanding that you have to translate client language to actually, programming language?
All right. Very, very good question. Those are really good points that everyone asks us. They certainly are questions. Because, okay, so I have this. When I want to click here, and this becomes something that works. Yeah, okay, how? How can I get this information? And to be honest, sometimes even the client does not know exactly what they want. They go like, okay, I want this. Okay, but how exactly? No, I want this. Okay, but tell me, give me more information about it. And then we are the ones who actually, there's the occupation of computer engineering. This is the man who actually goes to the client and say, okay, so now I'll make an interview. Sometimes you even actually have to be in their company for a week to really study and understand what they do. So based on what they do and their needs, we start to create a list of needs that will be translated by this guy, that sometimes I do this, yes, which it is by far the most difficult part of the programming, because you have to think, okay, so I have to do it in a way that is the easiest, between quote marks, the easiest way to translate this data in something that truly works. But sorry, would you mind repeating what was the first question that you asked?
The first question is like in you, now that you are a professional in the area and you have studied a lot in university, but what are you doing at the moment? What are you working with? What languages are you working with? What kind of systems, what kind of databases are you having to deal with it on a daily basis?
Oh, fantastic. So nowadays I'm the famous web developer. I develop systems, web systems. Wow. Well, think about systems. Web developer. Yeah. Basically what I do, it is nowadays I'm keeping up a system. I'm fixing bugs and doing some upgrades on it. And also doing pages, websites, and using a very cool technology, a new technology now, which it is the PHP, but using what we say is a framework. The framework is a bunch of libraries and technology put together in just one block of program, software to make our lives easier, actually.
Cool. So the technology that you're using now, it's PHP connected with the framework technique or framework approach.
Exactly,
Cool.
because in the past you had to do it everything on hand. Like, now I need a local host. And then you have to, a server, let's create a server. Okay, now I need to do every single thing, every part of the project manually, and now I just do a certain code there and generates for me. It's like magic. It's impressive.
Cool. But I guess would be that there is studying behind that. There is the ability to actually know which. Cool.
Yeah, before
and that integration and that integration of the blocks from the framework. How are you dealing with that? Is it easy, difficult?
The job itself is not easy, right? You have to think the whole time and how to put things together. But it's basically, for example, first you need you have to start from scratch. For example, first you drive a manual car, then you go to the automatic ones.
Cool.
Right? So first I learned the base of how to do everything manually. Okay, now I have this knowledge. So basically what they say is, so this knowledge that you already know, we are putting in this, okay? So use this, that we get the job done for you.
As a teacher, I kind of look at that and I always remember that first you have to create the critical thinking so you can actually give the tools after, so you know that the tools will be well used. So you can actually make the life easier, but if you don't have the critical thinking before, those tools can be misused, can be used in ways that they don't work as efficient as they should. So the critical thinking, I think it makes a lot of sense coming first.
Yes, it's just like that, mate. Because what's happening now are many people starting to program using this tool because they are really useful. I must say that. I've already worked in a company that they do this like Stone Age. No, let's do everything manually because it is
right everything
done. Yeah, like a law. No, these new frameworks, they are not holy.
Yeah, we have to keep it pure.
Exactly, pure. The pure PHP. So no, come on. 21st century. We've been there.
That's it.
But you gotta have this knowledge. Basically, because what's happening now, we do not have many programmers on the loose. So the companies are now getting, for example, because it's easier to get a person that knows accountancy to become a programmer than getting a programmer to learn how an accountancy works. It's easier to get a physicist, a physician, the guy who knows physics. Physicist, because the physician's another thing.
The doctor.
Like what? It's easier to get a physicist to learn how to code than get somebody that is a programmer to become a physicist, right?
Cool. Gabriele just asked me if you could get your camera a bit higher. So it's cutting your top of your head.
Oh, sorry. Yes, sorry. Just a second.
No worries. This is why we love YouTube. Okay, this is nothing compared to what we see sometimes on YouTube. And I still remember in 2015 when you showed me your YouTube channel.
No,
like 5-6 years ago.
My goodness.
You looked like an 11-year-old playing. What was the name? It was a shoot 'em up game, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a shooter. It was Call of Duty by the time.
Yeah, that's it. I remember that. And I remember looking at that and saying, I'll never do that. Me on YouTube, nah.
This is what we call the turning tables.
Yeah, that's it. Cool. But okay, so you got that technical knowledge. You're working with the PHP. Yeah, PHP.
PHP and other tools plus, right? Because you also have the database, the front end, which is the HTML, CSS, and many other
Dude, I'm finding one really interesting thing that,
Yeah.
especially in this area, this kind of lives that I'm doing, this kind of classes, both the master classes and the Q&A podcasts, they're helping a lot of people that are studying now to get
Mhm.
ahead of the game and start studying what really matters. Because
Mhm.
I remember what Danny, he's like the owner of a developing company in
Mhm.
Curitiba, and he said, like, what you learn in university, it is obsolete. It'll give you a good base, it'll give you an understanding, but at the moment it's obsolete. You need to start studying parallel things, and what you and other people are bringing to these classes are helping a lot of people get in the right way, anticipate what's the next technology, what's really useful to study now to be recognized in the professional world. So
Mhm.
keep on giving your views and your ideas, being that you're already working.
Okay, I can give you a really good feedback about this university in real life,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
basically, okay, the university helped me a lot to get the basic knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
What is a oriented based programming? Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
What is a multi-core programming? Cool, nice, really cool. But
Multi-core. God.
multi-core, yeah, when you have to, in a simple way of saying, you work with more than one cores of your system at the same time.
That's it. That's it.
You
So probably
manipulate
create
two threads, what they say at the same time.
exactly. Cool. Cool. Yeah.
And
And do you think that that kind of, for example, that in particular, the multi-core technique,
Mhm.
is it something that you need to apply in practice when you're in professional world, or you just need to have that critical thinking of that?
it depends. Depends where you're gonna work.
Mm.
Because depending on what kind of system you're gonna work with, you will use it or not. For example, in my
Mm-hmm.
situation, I'll never use it. It is an
Mm-hmm.
accountancy system. But for example, if you work in a gaming company, the like
Mm.
I don't know, a Blizzard or a Sledgehammer, those companies, any gaming company, you will use it the whole time. But what I can give you as a heads up for those people that are studying right now, web is always there. There will always be vacancy for web developers.
Work.
Always.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
Java is always trendy, will always be.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
use new tools like Node. JavaScript is always there too. It's Node, but with
Cool.
steroids. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Node's with
Yeah.
JavaScript is steroids. It's
Yeah. On
fun.
testosterone, like.
Yeah, like
Cool.
it's really powerful. It's a powerful language that makes life easier but tough sometimes.
I see. I see.
Yeah, and try those new frameworks. Yeah, go for it. Don't
Mm-hmm.
think that you will have to develop a database every single time. No, there are things that automatize this. And go for it. Like my situation, use this framework, Laravel, really
Mm-hmm.
strong. And I basically do the whole code from the back to the front, the
Mm-hmm.
middlewares, everything I basically do there, just in just one, two.
God. Cool.
Yeah,
Cool. Yeah.
powerful. But again, it depends
Interesting.
on the company.
Yeah, yeah, I get you. I get you. I get you. And it's one cool thing. What is your opinion about people that are graduating now, people are that are have graduated or will graduate in the future? What's your opinion about specializing in something like going into, okay, I want to be a developer, I want to be a programmer, I want to be an analyst in this area, and then just diving into it? Or you think, the professional needs to be connected with everything? Well, what's the best approach?
Okay, that's a really good question, because actually, right now, just by the fact that you are graduated, you are okay,
Mm-hmm.
because you are not only a person who knows how to program, which is really cool, but you are
Mm-hmm.
graduated, so you can basically sometimes choose and just feel it. Try first
Mm-hmm.
up. Now, in this first 6 months, I will work as a programmer. Try it.
Mm-hmm.
If you do like it, dive. Or
Mm-hmm.
no, but I rather talk to the clients.
Oh,
I'm good
engineer,
to
yeah.
translate. Yeah, the engineer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or no, I rather just analyze the code and point out the mistakes,
Mm-hmm.
the failures. All right,
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
become an analyst. But at first sight, just try, give it a shot,
Cool.
because we do have plenty market for it, hopefully. Especially
Cool,
now,
brilliant.
during this pandemic situation, lots of people at home, they'll not be at home playing chess. They'll be using their smartphones. They cannot leave home. So now we need people. It's
I get you. Marcelo, the friend of mine that works in Facebook in the Republic of Ireland headquarters, he said exactly the same thing. Like now with this pandemic, is changing the game in a sense that if you have a good professional in Brazil, he can be found, he can be connected. People are expecting now to work home office, independent if you are close to the headquarters or not, and this is creating a lot of opportunities. Obviously, if you grow into the business and if you grow into the company, they will expect you to move.
Yes.
But come on, for most of you guys, it's a really good improvement being able to get paid to go to Ireland or get paid to go
oh my God,
Israel like that. That's it.
Oh
like,
no, I have
what
to
a bummer. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's it. But cool. Makes a lot of sense. So now let's talk a bit about your recent experience. I bet that you have worked in a recent project. Let's use that project in particular.
Okay.
How was the communication from the customer to you or to your team or whatever? How was the communication? What did he ask, and what did you guys have to transform it into?
Fantastic. So basically what happens nowadays, I'm even now working a project. I was there from 8 a.m. until a few minutes ago, which is pretty fun. How it works there. There is this guy, the engineer, who goes, talks to the client, then it goes to another guy who designs and makes, okay, so this is how it's going to look like. All right. And how it takes a long time because the client has to approve. So there are many comes and backs.
So you're talking about like the visual part, like, the page itself. Part. This picture will be here. The button will be this size with this shape, with this wording. Yeah.
How things has to be. It's like the architect and the engineer.
Cool. Got it.
Yeah. This guy, the designer, he's the architect. He's going to talk to the client and, oh, look, this is going to be really wide. The buttons will be here. You can put a television there. Just like a designer, an architect.
Yeah.
And I am the engineer. Say, I look at the project and I speak to the architect. You don't like me very much, do you?
Yeah. I remember a joke, a sidestep from the conversation. I remember the funniest joke ever. I have a friend of mine who's an engineer. He's like the doer. And he gets a project from the architect and he hates architects. You know what? A civil engineer that just hates architects. He's one of them. And I remember one time visiting him, and this was in England. And he had just received the project, how do you call it? The plans.
The blueprints?
The blueprints. He had just gotten the blueprints and he started, flashing them away and looking at them. And all of a sudden I just hear, his name is Steve. I just hear Steve cursing, but cursing. I said, what's the problem? And then he looked at it, he pointed at the blueprint and said, look, a round wall. Why a round wall? Why do you have to have a round wall? Does he know how hard it is to do a round wall? I'm going to call him. No. That's absurd. And I remember Steve cursing so much because a damn round wall. And he said, no, you're killing me. No. You want me to do that? No. And he spent like 30 minutes trying to calm down because he got so freaking stressed out because of the round wall. I still remember. I'm like, I'm going to make him do that. He was saying, no, I'm going to call the architect. No, I will not do this. He will go there. I'm going to give him a shovel. I'm going to give him some bricks. I'm going to give him some cement. I will make him do a round wall.
It's just like that. I got this project, exactly the situation. The designer, he built up a way that you have a picture and the nav bar, the menu there, right? The top menu. And the image has to be right behind the menu. Or I'll have to do in a way that, for example, if you use on your computer, it's beautiful. They're fantastic. By the time you reach your phone, it gets fucked up. It gets titsed up.
Yeah, that's it.
So I have to do all this for every single screen size manually.
God.
Because of that. And I looked, it was like the round wall situation. I was like, no, you don't like me very much, right? What have I done to you?
Yeah.
Look at me. But it was fun. The famous position absolute, yeah.
Yeah. Well, one cool thing you just said about it. How do you say it in English when they actually do a web page, a web system that you can use it on multiple platforms? There's an expression for that. It's
Yes, you mean portable?
that's it. Portable. It's a portable web system, isn't it?
Yes, it is. In every website landing page, it has to be portable, especially right now. People now have more iPhones, more smartphones than computers.
Yeah.
Right?
But we still have to do it also in the template of a computer web page, because eventually that will be opened up in the computer web page too. Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah. Basically, what I do, it is mainly on a computer web page, and I use like a framework. I'll call it framework to make life easier. Called
but use the technical experience. Remember that a lot of people that are working now are
so
watching.
I use the famous Bootstrap. The Bootstrap is fantastic because it does the portability itself. So it works on a computer. It also works on your smartphone. But he did it in a way that was not possible to use this tool, so I had to do it manually.
Yeah. He didn't thought it through, he didn't consider the thing, that interaction between the what's the name of the occupation of the guy that does the design?
I call him the designer.
Yeah, the good name that you have for him is designer.
Yeah. I'll call it designer here. No bad words. Okay, let's avoid. No, it is the computer engineer. There are many people until it actually gets into my hands, right?
Oh, I see. Cool. So you got that, and for example, so that product that you were doing had a certain objective, and how do you? What's your experience when you start having to fit into that web system things like invoice processing and package tracing? The SEDEX connection. What's your experience when the customer tries to get that into the web system too?
Nowadays it's pretty simple. There is not much of a surprise or mistake. We use the famous APIs. They are web applications already done. Basically, you install it in your system and it already works. You don't have to do much. Cool. You do have to make it fit on your system, and it works. Sometimes it is hard because some APIs, they just don't give you the feedback that you need, right? So depending on the API, you have to pay for it, which makes things a bit harder, but most of the times you have it for free, so life's good.
Yeah.
But it is pretty much as you do an integration. You really get one thing done and say, okay, I want this in my website. It's really fun.
Cool. And what's the most, if you had to name them, name them and number them, what are the most asked tools on the web system by customers today?
Well, first, they got to be portable. They want things to work in every single kind of screen size.
Yeah, that's it.
And again, it depends a lot. For example, we got this. I'm doing a website for another company who actually makes websites. Long story. Basically, they want something to work perfectly as a website because they're gonna sell it to other companies too. Pretty much something like this. But the shopping cart. The let's see. Oh yeah, sometimes it works in many languages.
Cool. Multiple languages. Yeah.
Multiple language make things real hard.
I imagine.
Yeah, it makes things real hard because sometimes you have, if you don't know English, you have to hire someone to translate it.
Do it, but I'll tell you one experience that I had. Obviously, I've never been a programmer, nothing to do, but I dealt with programmers that were doing systems for other countries. And once, can you believe that I had to translate Portuguese to Portuguese? So
Really?
the company was doing a system for hotels for Portuguese hotels. It's a Brazilian company that is specialized in doing systems, web systems for hotels in Brazil, and they got hired by a Portuguese company. And when they sent their original, like everyday program, everyday system to them, they just gave it back and said, "No, we don't understand what you put here." Like, what do you mean? It's in Portuguese. You're Portugal. You're in Portugal, so what's the problem? Said, yeah, we don't know half of the things that you guys put here. So they hired me, as a translator to translate Portuguese from Brazil to Portuguese from Portugal, because like the invoice system was completely different. They used words like nota fiscal, which a Portuguese person would go like, "What's a nota fiscal?"
Yeah, what
Okay.
kind of voice is this?
That's it. So yeah, it was really different. Yeah, yeah.
Another thing they ask a lot, I don't know why those clients, they love it. The famous carousel. They love it. The page has
The
to move,
carousel. You know, when the images go around, or you yeah,
Exactly,
cool.
they
You scroll
move.
through the
They
right or
love
through the left. Yeah.
They love it. It's gotta have at least one. In every website I have already done, at least one. They like things to move. Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, it's their thing.
Yeah, as a psychologist, I kind of understand the logic behind it, because
Yeah.
when you make a website, when you make a web system that the person can interact, not just read it, but the person has the power to actually play with the website, it creates greater engagement, so it kind of connects more with the person, kind of gets more the attention of the person because of the engagement. It's the gamification of everything nowadays. So,
Yeah, indeed. They are asking a lot now that you are sorry for interrupting, but I just remembered when exactly those. Remember, and I told just right at the beginning, the videos that are recommended. This has been asked a lot. If you click this, check this out. Do like a ranking on those things. It works. It works, and they are asking a lot. If you are a web developer, be ready. Carousels and rankings, they are on top 3.
And rankings, now you got into an interesting part of programming. The rankings has a lot to do with logic, isn't it?
It sure does. It sure does.
Because I've heard, and this I'm just talking about as an English teacher, okay, that I'm curious in technology. But I've heard conversations of rankings being done with different logics. So, for example, one ranking was supposedly giving preference to the videos that had most viewings. Another ranking was done with the logic of the videos with a certain description or certain words. It's really interesting. Logic plays a good part on rankings, doesn't it?
It sure does. It does the whole thing. Nowadays, it depends a lot on the parameters. They say, yeah. I want to be ranked by the amount of clicks, or for example, the time watch, where the person looked first, and you can do like a tracing where, for example, a person that is normally 18, which likes gaming, will probably like this exactly. Yeah. So yes, and even artificial intelligences, when things get real big, yeah, you go for this area of artificial intelligence, which it is a market which is pretty open. Nobody wants to study that. So if you do, you are up ahead.
Cool.
Which is really fun. It is not hard as people think. Okay.
Yeah, I would say, and this, who said this? Yes, Fernando. He's a programmer in Videira. I don't know if you don't know Fernando. You might know him. He works in a programming company in Videira that only has clients in the Republic of Ireland.
Whoa!
And he told me one really interesting thing. He said that computer science is more to do with logic than it is to do with mathematics.
Yes.
Mathematics is a way to write logic.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And he said you need to have the logic first to really be able to use the mathematics that you learn after.
Yeah, I'm horrible at math myself, but I'm really good in logic.
Mm-hmm.
So that's exactly the point perfectly. Yeah, well said. Of course, in artificial intelligence, you do work with math. Okay, statistics, if you're good at it, is halfway there. Halfway there to get there, to get to the point, right, where you want to be. And yes, because we don't need math exactly because we have the computers to do the math. But first, you have to know how math works so you can translate it to computer. To computer works, to the algorithms themselves.
Cool, brilliant. Come on, it's a brilliant area. Like it's exciting to start having those kind of connections. And now you understand how the technology companies they're such an exciting place to work in, and they're so all over the place when it comes to people, because that's a motivational thing. You're creating something new, isn't it? And
it's like when you see the Frankenstein,
Yeah. You create,
just like that.
You create a monster that becomes bigger than everything else. Yeah,
it does, and it gets out of control. And we need more people.
Cool.
It's fun. It's fun.
That's it.
Really exciting. Stressful, must say. Yeah. So see, losing some hair here. But we compensated with coffee. Okay, so there's
caffeine. Caffeine is the drug of teachers and programmers.
I think this is something that we have in common.
Yeah.
I mean, I was a teacher for 5 years, so.
Yeah, and tell me something. What are the biggest sources of bugs that you're finding, that you're dealing with?
The sources?
Yeah, the causes of bugs.
The source of bugs is called client. No, just kidding. No, just kidding. But they do things that you don't think they will. Say, I don't need to validate this. They would never do it. Who would put a letter in a date? No, never. Then they do and create a bug. So normally they come from clients that they don't know. That's the most difficult part, because what you create and you test based on what you create. So sometimes what you test and no, everything's working just fine. Cool. But when it goes to the other people's hand, they don't know what you've done. So they will do what they think this button does, for example.
That's it.
It is supposed to be clicked. Just click it. Okay. But the person clicks and drags it. And then it creates bugs. Something
I see.
Or,
so you would say that the biggest bugs you're dealing with, it's a matter of validations not being done because the usability is not an expected one. So like you just said, like you do a area for a date, expecting that the validations are from 1 to 31 on the first part, and 1 to 12 on the second part, and 0 to
2099.
9,099. And then all of a sudden the person starts putting, like in the United States, they first put the month, and then they put the day, and then they put the year. And
exactly, and then
everything goes tits up.
Black screen. That's it. Just like that. Bugs, and there's something that now, if you're studying, you have to deal with it. You never have a perfect system. There will always be bugs. And what we have, it is the amount of bugs that you are okay with.
Cool. Like the ones that are expected and acceptable.
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
some situations have to sort it out straight after. Because they are logic problems. For example, but my timer, I have a timer. It is supposed to stop when I click the button stop, and it is not. Big problem. Sort it out.
Yeah.
Right?
So those are considered, game stoppers. Yeah.
Exactly. Your system stops to work because of it. So I have to sort it. But if it is just a visual problem, small things, details. We do it when you have a bigger crew, when we have our level of caffeine is okay. We don't want to punch people,
Yeah,
So-
I get you. Cool.
Just
Dude.
okay, we don't punch other people. No. Don't do
I
it.
don't know if you have noticed, but we've been talking for 50 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, 50 minutes.
God.
It's 47 now. So
Wow, it's been a while.
yeah. So from what you prepared for today, do you have anything else that you think would be important to talk about?
I think just for those ones who are studying, congratulations. Don't give up. Okay.
Cool.
In my class, we started in 40 students. We are now in 6. Okay. So, and we are all already working. So
That's what I was about to ask. The six are in the work market. They're working. They're being recognized as professionals.
not only in the market, that 2 of them are actually working with me. So actually half of my class, they are literally by my side.
God, imagine. And this is unheard of in a course like law, like administration, like teaching.
Yeah.
There isn't an 100% hiring rate in a university course.
Never. And they're literally, last month, I had to turn down 4 job opportunities last month. One of them was a multinational, was the TCS.
Yeah, TCS.
TCS, Tata Consultancy System, the ones who owns Jaguar and...
God, dude.
Yeah.
Imagine that. Yeah, that's it. Now it's persistence. Like, keep on doing it.
It is not 4 years, okay? If you're thinking that you're gonna finish your course in 4 years, no, okay, no, at least 5.5. That's the average.
Yeah.
So just don't give up. Keep studying. Do the things that you like. If you prefer, I love statistics, go with artificial intelligence. I am the Java guy. I don't know why you are the Java guy, but that's okay.
But there are people like that. Yes.
Exactly. There are those people. They are in need, and just go for it. Don't give up.
Cool. Brilliant. Thanks a lot, mate. I think that really that motivates people. So thank you so much.
Oh,
so dude, stay on the line. We're gonna talk after we finish the transmission. But let me speak to the rest of the people watching now, okay?
All right.
Give you a second. So people, então, vocês viram como é que é? Assim, todos nós, de carne e osso, como vocês, dos mesmos lugares, conseguimos atingir os nossos objetivos. E a única coisa que você precisa é falar, agora como o Júlio acabou de falar, persistir. Isto tem tudo. No vosso curso de programação, no vosso curso de análise de sistemas, no vosso curso de web designing, persistem. E pensem sempre o seguinte, as vossas experiências até agora não têm que ser iguais às vossas experiências futuras. Então, se você realmente quer fazer parte do mundo em, como o Júlio estava a explicar agora, em que você tem mais ofertas de emprego do que você tem a oportunidade de trabalhar, você escolhe onde você tem que trabalhar, você tem que abrir portas, uma delas do inglês. E agora, nestes últimos 45 minutos, vocês viram como é que é 100% possível. Vocês já são pessoas incríveis, vocês já são pessoas acima da média, vocês já fazem parte do 0,1% do mundo. O inglês não pode ser um entrave para vocês, não pode ser um limitador. Considerem que o inglês é uma forma de abrir mais portas ainda para vocês, tá? Vos vejo na próxima aula. Vai ser uma surpresa. Pode ser um podcast ou pode ser uma masterclass, mas só vai saber quem estiver lá cadastrado no mês digital, tá? Fiquem conectados que vai ter uma surpresa para vocês.